Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, yes indeed, with Elwyn and Brelina, here this fine morning in solitude. So, as we left off last time, we returned from our adventures. Where did we return from? We returned with a Galda amulet fragment from, the name escapes me of the place. Here, Folgunther, yes, that's the place, Folgunther. Part of the legend of Galda solved. There is one more part to go. But we're not going to get to that just yet, because as I stated last time, there is going to be there's going to be a few sessions, maybe 3 or 4 sessions of me exploring the Haafingar hold, looking for locations that I haven't yet come across, that may be of particular interest to Elwyn. Whether it's due to the amount of loot they have within them, or whether it's just due to the lore of the place, who knows. So, whilst Elwyn was sipping on his spiced wine last night in the tavern, he heard a couple of patrons talking about a location, an island to the west of the Statue of Meridia. And on that island there's something of interest apparently. So we're going to go and explore that. So this was suggested to me, of course, by somebody on my comments page, and whilst I am exploring the Haafingar hold, if anybody else has any locations that Elwyn might want to stumble across in his travels, then please feel free to let me know, because there's got to be other locations within this area that are handy for me to stumble across. We might even branch down sort of to this part of the world, down here. It's quite a large area, so keep Elwyn posted. It's amazing what you hear in those taverns when it comes to gossip. I've come out this morning early to sell some of my wares from my last adventure. I don't want to keep doing that at the start of every session. It's a bit repetitive, so decided to do that off camera now. And as per popular request, I picked up a couple of robes, expert robes of restoration and also adept robes of destruction. And I have given Brelina the expert robes of the adept robes of destruction. So she's now kitted out in a new set of robes. So I've kept the expert robes of restoration, and this is the first time I've leveled up in quite a while. So I'll get my my papers out. Level 36. We're going for Magicka apparently. Okay. I guess that's my little character build guide I have created for myself. It says, so I'll just go with that. And we have a perk. Now I haven't put a point in any perks for ages, so I'm gonna have to refresh my memory. Illusion. We're just going for the apprentice, adept, and then expert. We need level 75, so we're not quite there yet, so we can't do anything in that tree. We're not going for dual casting. Conjuration! Pretty much the same. Dual casting, and then we're going for apprentice, adept, and expert. We seem to already have expert there, so that's good. Marvellous. Destruction! Right, we have everything in destruction that we need, so we're now going for expert next. And we need level 75, but we only have 71. This is quite a big one, this one. I have the expert destruction spells already, and to use them more efficiently, I really need this perk pretty quickly. So when I return to Winterhold, I might start focusing on some expert destruction training, utilizing the efforts, of course, of my destruction trainer, Feralda. We might get a few lessons from her. 68 restoration. Restoration, dual casting, recovery, apprentice, adept, and expert. Of course, we can't use expert, so that's no use to me either. Do I have recovery level 2? Okay, so that's no use to me either. Alteration. Mage armor and stability. Do I have both of them? Mage Armor 303, Adept, we have Stability, so Expert Alteration. Again, we can't make use of that either. Which then takes me on to the Enchanting tree. Enchanting, we are going for Enchanter 3 of 5. Insightful Enchanter, which gives me 25% stronger enchantments. Corpus Enchanter, an extra effect. So I'm sort of just going up the tree like that. I'm saving these for later. So I think I'll save this perk point until I level up my destruction to the required level 75. Alright. So, that complete. Time for us to head out into the morning sun for a change, and look for that location that we have marked on our map. So, whilst I head out there, once again, Elwyn reading last night another chapter in the Wolf Queen series, finding out more about this Patema character before we bring an end to the legend when we get the final part of the quest. So we shall listen in.
The Wolf Queen, Book 3 by Haafingar Jarth. From the pen of the 1st century, 3rd era, Sage Montukai. The year 3rd era 98. The Emperor Pelagius Septim II died a few weeks before the end of the year on the 15th of Evening Star during the festival of North Wind's Prayer, which was considered a bad omen for the Empire. He had ruled over a difficult 17 years. In order to fill the bankrupt treasury, Pelagius had dismissed the Elder Council, forcing them to buy back their positions. Several good but poor councillors had been lost. Many say the Emperor had died as a result of being poisoned by a vengeful former council member. His children came to attend his funeral and the coronation of the next Emperor. His youngest son, Prince Magnus, 19 years of age, arrived from Amalexia, where he had been a councillor to the royal court. 21-year-old Prince Sepphoris arrived from Ghislaine with his Redguard bride, Queen Bianchi. Prince Antiochus, at 43 years of age, the eldest child and heir presumptive, had been with his father in the imperial city. The last to appear was his only daughter, Patema, the so-called Wolf Queen of Solitude. 30 years old and radiantly beautiful, she arrived with a magnificent entourage, accompanied by her husband, the elderly king Mantiaco, and her year-old son Uriel. All expected Antiochus to assume the throne of the empire, but no one knew what to expect from the Wolf Queen. The year of the 3rd era, 99. Lord Vorken has been bringing several men to your sister's chambers late at every night this week, offered the spymaster. Perhaps if her husband were made aware. My sister is a devotee of the conquered gods Riman and Talos, not the love goddess Tibella. She is plotting with those men, not having orgies with them. I wager I've slept with more men than she has, laughed Antiochus, and then grew serious. She's behind the delay of the council offering me the crown. I know it. 6 weeks now. They say they need to update records and prepare for the coronation. I'm the emperor. Crown me and to oblivion with formalities. Your sister is surely no friend of yours, your majesty, but there are other factors at play. Do not forget how your father treated the council. It is they who need following, and if need be, strong convincing, the spymaster added with a suggestive stab of his dagger. Do so, but keep your eye on the damnable Wolf Queen as well. You know where to find me. At which brothel, your highness? Inquired the spymaster. Today, Big Fridus, I'll be at the Cat and Goblin. The spymaster noted in his report that night that Queen Patema had no visitors, for she was dining across the imperial garden at the Blue Palace with her mother, the Dowager Empress Quintilla. It was a warm night for wintertide and surprisingly cloudless, though the day had been stormy. The saturated ground could not take any more, so the formal, structured gardens looked as if they had been glazed with water. The two women took their wine to the wide balcony to look over the grounds. I believe you are trying to sabotage your half-brother's coronation, said Quintilla, not looking at her daughter. Patema saw how the years had not so much wrinkled her mother as faded her, like the sun on a stone. "It's not true," said Pratema. "But would it bother you very much if it were true?" "Antiochus is not my son. He was 11 years old when I married your father, and we've never been close. I think that being heir presumptive has stunted his growth. He is old enough to have a family with grown children, and yet he spends all his time at debauchery and fornication. He will not make a very good emperor." Quintilla sighed and then turned to Pratema. "But it is bad for the family for seeds of discontent to be sown. It is easy to divide up into factions, but very difficult to unite again." "I fear for the future of the Empire." "Those sound like the words. Are you, by any chance, dying, mother?" "I've read the omens," said Quintilla with a faint ironic smile. "Don't forget, I was a renowned sorceress in Camlor." "I will be dead in a few months' time, and then, not a year later, your husband will die. I only regret that I will not live to see your child Uriel assume the throne of solitude. Have you seen whether—" Pratema stopped, not wanting to reveal too many of her plans, even to a dying woman. "Whether they will be emperor? Aye, I know the answer to that too, daughter. Don't fear, you'll live to see the answer. One way or the other. I have a gift for him when he is of age." The Dowager Empress removed a necklace with a single great yellow gem from around her neck. "It's a soul gem, infused with the spirit of a great werewolf your father and I defeated in battle 36 years ago. I've enchanted it with spells from the School of Illusion, so its wearer may charm whoever he chooses. An important skill for a king." "And an emperor," said Pratema, taking the necklace. "Thank you, mother." An hour later, passing the black branches of the sculpted doab shrubs, Pratema noticed a dark figure which vanished into the shadows under the eaves at her approach. She had noticed people following her before. It was one of the hazards of life at the imperial court, but this man was too close to her chambers. She slipped the necklace around her neck. "Come out where I can see you," she commanded. The man emerged from the shadows, a dark little fellow of middle age, dressed in black-dyed goatskin. His eyes were fixed, frozen under her spell. "Who do you work for?" "Prince Antiochus is my master," he said in a dead voice. "I am his spy." A plan formed. "Is the prince in his study?" "No, milady." "And you have access?" "Yes, milady." Pratema smiled widely. She had him. "Lead the way." The next morning the storm reappeared in all its fury. The pelting on the walls and ceiling was agony to Antiochus, who was discovering that he no longer had his useful immunity to a late night of hard drinking. He shoved hard against the Argonian wench sharing his bed. "Make yourself useful and close the window," he moaned. No sooner had the window been bolted than there was a knock at the door. It was the spy master. He smiled at the prince and handed him a sheet of paper. "What is this?" said Antiochus, squinting his eyes. "I must still be drunk. It looks like Orcish." "I think you will find it useful, your majesty. Your sister is here to see you." Antiochus considered getting dressed or sending his bedmate out, but thought better of it. "Show her in. Let her be scandalized." If Pratema was scandalized, she did not show it. Swathed in orange and silver silk, she entered the room with a triumphant smile, followed by the man-mountain, Lord Vokken. "Dear brother, I spoke to my mother last night, and she advised me very wisely. She said I should not battle with you in public, for the good of our family and the Empire. Therefore," she said, producing from the folds of a robe a piece of paper, "I am offering you a choice." "A choice?" said Antiochus, returning her smile. "That does sound friendly." "Abdicate your rights to the imperial throne voluntarily, and there is no need for me to show the council this," Pratema said, handing her brother the letter. "It is a letter with your seal on it, saying that you knew that your father was not Pelagius Septim II, but the royal steward Fondukuth. Now, before you deny writing the letter, you cannot deny the rumours, nor the imperial council will believe that your father the old fool was quite capable of being cuckolded. Whether it's true or not, or whether the letter is a forgery or not, the scandal of it would ruin your chances of being the Emperor. Antiochus's face had gone white with fury. "Don't fear, brother," said Potema, taking back the letter from his shaking hands. "I will see to it that you have a very comfortable life, and all the whores your heart, or any other organ, desires." Suddenly, Antiochus laughed. He looked over at his spymaster and winked. "I remember when you broke into my stash of Cogita Erotica and blackmailed me. That was close to 20 years ago. We've got better locks now. You must have noticed. It must have killed you that you couldn't use your own skills to get what you wanted." Potema merely smiled. It didn't matter. She had him. "You must have charmed my servant here into getting you into my study to use my seal," Antiochus smirked. "A spell perhaps from your mother the witch?" Potema continued to smile. Her brother was cleverer than she thought. "Did you know that charm spells, even powerful ones, only last so long? Of course you didn't. You never were one for magic. Let me tell you, a generous salary is a stronger motivation for keeping a servant in the long run, sister." Antiochus took out his own sheet of paper. "Now I have a choice for you." "What is that?" said Potema, her smile faltering. "It looks like nonsense, but if you know what you're looking for, it's very clear. It's a practice sheet. Your handwriting attempting to look like my handwriting. It's a good gift you have. I wonder if you haven't done this before, imitating another person's handwriting. I understand a letter was found from your husband's dead wife, saying that his first son was a bastard. I wonder if you wrote that letter. I wonder if I show this evidence of your gift to your husband, whether he would believe you wrote that letter. In the future, dear Wolf Queen, don't lay the same trap twice." Potema shook her head, furious, unable to speak. "Give me your forgery and go take a walk in the rain, and then later today unhatch whatever other plots you have to keep me from the throne." Antiochus fixed his eyes on Potema's. "I will be Emperor, Wolf Queen. Now go." Potema handed her brother the letter and left the room. For a few moments out in the hallway she said nothing. She merely glared at the slithers of rainwater dripping down the marble wall from the tiny unseen crack. "Yes, you will, brother," she said, "but not for very long."
Alright, so here we are, folks. Excuse me while I sip my tea. Just finished my breakfast whilst I was trying to play at the same time, which is why on a couple of occasions I had to just stop. Was it just me, or did it appear very busy on the road with dragons and stormcloaked soldiers and vigilance Stendar and bloody Falmer just wandering around? It's quite the thoroughfare, eh? Anyway, here I am on this little island that was given to me, and it appears there is a chest and some alchemical ingredients, but nothing else. Unless I've missed a trick. Can't really see much else going on here. So, I think we might call it a day there. There's obviously a whole heap of alchemical plants, but we have tons of the stuff already, and we're getting heavily laden with ingredients and such. So, that's definitely not going to cut it for an episode of Skyrim, just coming here, killing a few spriggans, and then running off into the night. So, we better find another location that might just fit the bill. There's a cave over there. There's some kind of a... That'll be a Stormcloak camp, I think, so that's no use. So, seeing as that's the only thing on our map right now, I think we might as well head there. And that cave's over here somewhere. So, Berlina, shall we? Alrighty, yes we shall. Ethereal, yes. There we go. So, what wonders await me now, eh? Yeah, that dragon attack as well, it just came out of nowhere. There were no flapping of wings, there were no, you know, breathing of fire, anything like that. No, the first thing I knew of it was when it literally landed at my feet. Oh, there was also some ruins high up on a hill over there. Is that it? Deepwood Redoubt? Is that that? I actually have a quest for Deepwood Redoubt. I don't know if I still have the quest in my quest journal. Like kill the bandit leader at that place. Yeah, kill the leader of Deepwood Redoubt. If that is Deepwood Redoubt over there, there's a potential that we could bat that quest off whilst we're over in this part of town. Pine Moon Cave!